Nowadays, everyone's obsessed with finding the most science-backed regimen, best exercises, the best rep range, the best angle, variation, or the one that focuses most on the stretch. But why does your average gym bro still looks like this then? And how can you go from this to this? You can optimize for all those things that were mentioned. You could do 20 sets per muscle group per week. You could even lift 5 times a week. But if your sets are too easy, they're just junk volume. You won't grow, or it takes you way longer than it should. That's why most guys stop making progress after a few months. Because they go in, lift the same weight, do the same rep, and they end up looking the same year after year. Just makes sense. And they think it's their program, or that they need to add more sets or more days or more exercises, and it just leads them to burning out and still stuck. Before you add more sets, more days, more hours in the gym, you need to make sure that you're getting the most for the time you're already putting in. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to exactly do that using a system called GRIT. It helps you maximize every single set and every single minute you spend in the gym, so you can get to your goals faster without spending more time in the gym. G stands for gauge effort. This meta-analysis concluded that hypertrophy, muscle gains, can be equally achieved across a spectrum of different rep range and loads when it's taken close enough to failure. Whether you should do low or high rep matter less than the intensity. If your reps are too easy, you're not giving your body a reason to adapt. Doesn't matter how many sets you're doing, your body only changes when it's forced to adapt to a newer intensity. You need to push yourself to the point where it looks like you have fecal impaction. If you don't know what it is, here's an explanation of that. Or where you're at the point where your arms are shaking by the last rep, to the point where you only have 2 reps left in tank because bros and scientists have finally agreed. That's the sweet spot. If you are unsure about how heavy you should be lifting, I made a reps in reserve calculator where you can plug in your estimated 1, 3, 6, 8, 10, 12 rep max, and it'll calculate the weight you should be lifting to hit 1, 2, 3 reps in reserve, the intensity you should aim for to get the most from your training. Link in description. It's completely free and works for any exercise in your program. You're probably wondering, isn't volume the biggest driver for hypertrophy? Volume is important, but like I mentioned, if your reps are too easy, it's like having a 10-inch stick, but choosing to be a monk. Completely wasted. That's why R in GRIT stands for reps quality over reps quantity. Do you know who Dorian Yates is? And if you don't worry. That means that you're just not a total meathead. But he used to be 6-time Mr. Olympia. During his reign, he only trained chest 4 sets per week. 4 sets? That's like less than 10 minutes. And here's his workout. Reps, they are too easy if you can do 25 plus reps in a set. At that point, you're really not training for hypertrophy, you're training for muscular endurance. Like, have you ever seen those 100 push-ups a day for 30 days videos? They look the same in day 1 as in day 30. If just doing more volume work, then people who did calisthenic would just keep doing push-ups, but they don't. Once push-ups becomes too easy, they transitions to archer push-ups, then maybe plank push-up, because if reps aren't hard enough, more volume won't grow. And that's the problem for most guys in the gym. Once they get the newbie gains, they end up looking the same year after year because they're doing the same weight, same rep, years after years. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Albert Einstein. That really didn't have to be in this segment, but I threw it in there because I know you appreciate it, because if you're watching this video, I know you're a smart guy.
I mean, come on. I know you. You know you. And I know you know that I know you.
That is why I in GRIT stands for increase intensity. Your body doesn't grow just because you show up. It grows when you force it to adapt, and that happens through mechanical tension, which is the main driver of hypertrophy. You can do it by adding more weight, doing more reps, progressively overall by reducing your rest time, making the exercise more difficult by tweaking the execution or technique. Like, instead of bouncing the bar on your chest doing bench press like a little kid, you can control the eccentric and pause at the bottom as a grown man. All of this is called progressively overload, just about making your training a little bit harder over time, which is what's most important, because a lot of people get confused on what to focus on when lifting. Should you chase the pump or the burn doing isolation exercises, that is called metabolic stress, or should you focus on progressive overload, aka mechanical tension? So here's the thing, metabolic stress, it helps, but it's not the main driver of muscle growth. And yeah, I know some bodybuilders swear by it, but most of them are on gear. If you're natural, it doesn't work the same way. There are literally studies showing that people on steroids build more muscle sitting on the couch than us natural training our asses off. Metabolic stress helps, but it acts as a supplementary stimulus. The main driver for hypertrophy is mechanical tension, aka progressive overload. So my rule is exercises that are focused on metabolic stress, 12 plus reps, should never be more than 20% of your workouts. The other 80% should be focused on increasing mechanical tension, progressively overload. Progressively overload doesn't mean you need to chase a new 1 rep max every week, or you need to add more weight or more reps every week. You just need to find a way to make it harder. Like I mentioned earlier, there's many ways to progressively overload, but if you think all of this is confusing and you want someone to handle all the guesswork for you, check out the link in the description, because I can build you a program that matches your levels, fits your schedule, and gets you the most for your time. And if you want biomarkers like this, 10,004 nanogram each deciliter, I can sort off your nutrition too. T stands for train smart. Making a workout intense and effective doesn't mean that you have to go all out or go to failure. Here's why I don't recommend going to failure. So this study showed training 2 reps shy of failure is just as effective as going all the way to failure. And this study was done on trained individuals with at least 3 years of lifting experience, where even half of them have either competed in bodybuilding or powerlifting. So it's a very good study. Like I said, I know you. You being 2 or even 3 reps shy of failure is still effective, and in my opinion, that's the perfect sweet spot where you should be. I'm a huge believer in stacking minimal effective doses, just enough to force progressive overload, but not so much where you can't recover from it. Because if you keep stacking those small doses, week after week, it has a compounding effect. If you continue to go to failure all the time, it will disrupt with your recovery. It's like taking 4 steps forward just to take 2 steps back. Main problem though, with a lot of beginners that I see, is that they underestimate how many reps they have left in the tank. Many think they have 2 reps, but they actually have 5 or 6 left in the tank. So the only time I recommend you to go to failure is on isolation exercises, because going to failure there will help you have a better understanding of how many reps you have left in the tank. And going to failure in an isolation exercise, there's no risk there compared to something like a squat. If you start getting tired and pushing to failure, you could get folded like a lawn chair. But if you just want to calculate what you should be lifting to be at the 2-3 reps shy of failure, you can check out the reps in reserve calculator. Just plug in your estimated max lift and it'll show you what weight to use to be 1, 2, or 3 RIR, reps in reserve. It's a great way to find your starting point and start making every set count. Link in the description. That's how grits helps you build muscle. But here's the thing, building muscle might not be the right move for you right now. It really depends on how much lean mass or body fat you are carrying right now. Sometimes it's better to focus on weight loss and not chasing more size. It all depends on your current body. If you're not sure what you should be doing or focus on right now, check out this video, because I break down the 3 stages that is most common. I'll show you exactly what to focus on at each stage, whether it is to focus on muscle gain, fat loss, or something in between. Get the reps in reserve calculator below. It's free, and calculate how much weight you should be lifting based on your height, weight, and experience and max lift. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay healthy, keep thriving, and I hope I see you over here. Peace.